Hey, how you guys doing? This is the card stage again with another video. I wanted to show you guys one of the submissions I'm going to be doing here soon. It's kind of a fire submission. There's a lot of Charizards, Dragonites, all first edition. So yeah, make sure you guys hit the comment or the like, subscribe, and comment on the video below. So let's get started. First off, I'm doing this in 3 sets. One's the like the faster shipping from PSA. It's all PSA submission, so that's for the Blaine's Charizard. As you can see how I have it 1 for 1, so I'm only going to do 1 for the Express. For the regular, I'm going to do 2 cards, and then I'm going to finish going through this with you guys for the economy submission. So it's all based on, as you guys know, the declared value, how you have to submit to PSA. And since this Charizard is up there, I had to kind of step it up to the next grade level. So I'm going to show you guys how I do my submissions. There was also a few cards that as you can see here, some of the original name tags. I broke a few cases, and we'll get to that soon. Some were Beckett, some were PSA. You can see the original grade, and then we'll see what it comes back. So the first one is this Blaine's Charizard. This is a card I bought online. It looks really good. There's some minor chipping in the corners, but I think this has a good shot at a 10. But PSA, I don't know, sometimes they get a little picky with that. Let's see if you guys can see that right there. So they get a little picky with the chipping on the corner especially, so I think this is probably going to end up being a 9, but I think it has a good shot at a 10, and I'm just labeling these as we go through them. So this is 1 of 1, and this is going to go on its own package. So we'll go ahead and slide it, and I just put a post-it note on them so it's easy for them to pull out the card. So that's my 1 of 1, and then I'm gonna say it's a 9, but I think it has a shot for a 10. I really think it's gonna end up being a 9, but we'll see when it comes back. It should be back pretty soon. I know they're a little backlog, but since we're doing that express shipping, that should speed things up a little bit. So that's the first one. The next 2 that I have are, move these tags out the way. I have this Dark Charizard. It's already in the case. It's also first edition. You guys can see it. This one looks pretty good. I think this one, well, actually it's a little bit offset from left to right. This one I think also has a good shot at a 9. It could be a 10 too, but I don't know with that centering how much that's gonna knock us down. So I'm gonna say it's a solid 9 for this one. So that's our 2-1. Next up, we have our Dragonite. This is a card I got off a lot. There was a few cards on there. It's a big lot. This one's a first edition as well. The centering also looks off top to bottom. See how the back looks. No major chipping, but the corner right there, I think this is going to end up being a 9 as well. Solid 9. And that's kind of the grade that I had in mind, a 9 or a 10. But now looking at it top to bottom, I think I'll be real happy with a 9 if this one comes back a 9. Next up, so some of these I had already started packaging, but I decided to stop so I can walk you guys through the video. So this one's a Zapdos. This one was in a PSA. This is the Zapdos I got back in one of my previous videos. It was a PSA 9. But in that video, the other Zapdos that I sent in came back a PSA 10, and these damn hairs. It's actually inside the case, and we'll get that out the way. In that video, you saw one of the other Zapdos got a 10, so I'm just resubmitting this one. I think this one, has a really good shot at a 10. There's a big difference between a 9 and a 10, so I'm definitely gonna try again. And if it comes back a 9, I'll just keep the 9 at that point. But definitely want to try to get a 10. It's almost double the amount of what it's worth. I think this card is a 10 goes for like upwards of $700, where if it's a 9 you can get it for I think $400-500. So yeah, definitely gonna try it again. But yeah, so it was a 9, it was a PSA 9. We cracked the case, but we're hoping for a 10, so we'll put 9 to 10 range in that one. This next Zapdos, I actually got off the same lot, but left to right, the center end, this one is just terrible. There's no chipping. Well, actually there is a little bit at the top there. See if you guys can see it. Top to bottom, left to right, it's just awful. I think this one's gonna be either 8 to a 9. I'll be real happy with a 9 here because yeah, that centering is just terrible. But we'll see what it comes back. Next we had a Hunter that we actually cracked off this PSA or Beckett, Beckett's. It was a Beckett's 9. There's a tag for it. I cracked the case. It didn't have any subgrades on it, so I don't know what the centering, edges, corner, surface was on it. Although I do have it on here, but we'll cross that out. But as far as the card goes, it looks pretty good. Nothing, no real scratches or anything. The centering is slightly off, but nothing too crazy. So I think this one's gonna come back as a solid 9 from PSA. We'll go ahead and remove the tag. I just wanted to, so you guys could see it on there. You guys could see it in the video. Next up, we have another Hunter. This one is this one was a raw card that also came in one of those bigger lots I got. This one centering looks pretty good until you get to the back. This one right to left, actually, you can see it's a little bit thin. No chipping, corner looks a little bit off there, but I think this one should be a 9 as well. We'll see what it comes back. Next up we have another Hunter. This one's a single one. This one's also a raw card. And this one looks pretty good. I think that's why I ended up getting this card. Yeah, top to bottom, it looks a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Well, actually, it is a pretty bit bad. Left to right, a little bit there too. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this one's probably gonna be a 9 as well, because there's no chipping on the card or anything. But I don't think it's enough for a 10. Next up, we have another Hunter. This one, as you guys can see over here. We actually just cracked this case a minute ago, and it was a Beckett's as well. Beckett's 9. This was the tag for it. So centering, I kind of wanted to do a little test. I wanted to see what as far as Beckett's compared to PSA. For the subgrades, what they would come back. So centering is an 8.5. Edges is a 9.5. Corners is a 9.5. And the surface is clean. It's a 10. So it's kind of a little bit of a test that I'm doing here with this card. I want to see what the actual grade is once it comes back from PSA. Kind of compare it a little bit. So I'm gonna finish cracking this, or getting this out the sleeve that was in that Beckett's. Be real careful here using these scissors. I'll cry if I end up damaging the card, but I'll be real careful here. Hold on, let me slice this. I'm just gonna pick up where we left off. We were cutting off. We broke open a Beckett's case, and we were trying to get this Hunter out. I also went ahead and did some of the prep work already. So you can see the card is now cut. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of the Beckett's sleeve. Well, make sure this is cut all the way, or open up all the way. There we go. So we'll go ahead and take that out. And this one actually had some subgrades. It's a Mint 9, but the reason it's not a 9.5 or higher is because of the centering. They have it at 8.5. See if you guys can see that there. Let me go ahead and draw this card on the sleeve. First, let me check. So they have it as centering issues, and if it wasn't for that, the way Beckett's normally works is, let that focus. The way they normally work is that if it's a 9.5 or that would have been, yeah, if that would have been a 9.5 in the centering, this would have definitely been a Gem Mint 9.5. But we'll see what PSA says about the card. The centering, yeah, I can definitely see top to bottom. It's off a little bit. Corners do look great. PSA does focus a little more on the corners, so I'm hoping, I'll make sure I write the subgrades. I actually have it here. 3.6 is going to be this one, so it's a Beckett's 9. The centering is 8.5, edges 9.5, corners are 9.5, and the surface is a 10. So we'll see what grade we get back from PSA. Let me go ahead and put a tag on it. But yeah, this is a submission that I've been kind of getting ready for. Been getting a few cards together so I can send them all in together. And this one's going to be 3-6. We'll go throw it in the card sleeve. Alright, so that one's ready. So that one we said we think it's going to be a solid 9. I don't think it'll come back as an 8 because of that centering, but it could. I think it could be anywhere between an 8 to a 10 PSA, but I'm thinking it's going to be a 9. But we'll see when it comes back. It'll definitely be interesting to see. I know there's a test that I've been kind of Googling some videos out there to see what else was out there for comparison for crossovers. I found a few, but I kind of wanted to test it out on my own. But yeah, we'll see what that comes back. Next up, I have this Articuno. This one I got graded not that long ago. I actually sent in 2 Articunos. They both came back as an 8. I'm guessing it's probably, let's see if you used to see the card. It looks like it could be, let's see the back. So I see issues with the corners. It looks like there's some chipping there too. So maybe that's why I got the 8. But I really think it could be a 9. So I have it here as Articuno as a PSA 8 on my sheet. I'm gonna save this sheet, and when I get the submission back, we'll go through it together. But yeah, I have it as a PSA 8 but I really think it's gonna be a 9. If it comes back as an 8, then oh well, it's an 8. You know, I'm not gonna submit it 3 times. But yeah, we'll see what it comes back. It's always good to get a. This one's already in the car seat, so it's always good to get a second opinion. It's all opinion based, so you know, maybe the person that was looking at the card that day thought it was an 8. We'll try it again, and hopefully it comes back as a 9. Same thing with the Zapdos. It's all opinion based, so we'll see. This next one, this really kills me. This is how this card came back. I actually got this one online, and it kills me because they didn't throw it in the sleeve. They just threw it in a top loader. So I'm trying to be really careful here to get the card out without scratching it any more than it already did on the shipping. Don't ever do this, guys. Just throw your cards in a sleeve, a penny sleeve. They're like, you know, $10 for 100 or 200. So don't cheap out because of that. You could get a scratch during shipping or something. But yeah, we'll try to get it out without damaging the card. There we go. Let's check the corners first. So there's a little chip in that corner, so you guys can see it right there. And centering is just awful on this one. Top looks way too heavy on the top. Left to right looks pretty bad. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if this one's probably gonna be between an 8 and a 9. If that Articuno got an 8, you know, this one's almost pushing that 8. So yeah, I mean, not much you can do with these cards. They cut them at you know, back in the 90s, and yeah, they didn't have the technology we do now, so it's what the issue you get with some of the older cards. So yeah, I'm thinking this is gonna be between an 8 and a 9, but I don't know, maybe an 8. I got this card for pretty cheap, so you know, not a lot invested in it. If it does come back a 9, it's a win. If it comes back an 8, then not as big as a win as I would have hoped. But let's get this in the sleeve and go to our next card. All right. Next up, we have Magneton, and this one was a Beckett's 9. I cracked open the case. It didn't have any subgrades, unfortunately, so we'll just have to see what it comes back. Let's look at the card, though. It looks pretty good. If I had to guess, I would say that it probably, okay, yeah, top down. You see it's top heavy, so that's probably why I got the 9, the Beckett's 9. I'm thinking this is probably going to be the same thing as the other one. This one's a little nicer, so maybe a PSA 9, but it could be an 8. But I'm leaning more towards the 9 on this one. Change the tag on there. Oh, sorry. It's actually 3.9. Alright, now the next one, this one's a muck. It was also a mint 9. No subgrades, so it's a crossover card. So you guys know, the reason I'm crossing these over is because they're worth more as a PSA card than as a Beckett, especially a Beckett's 9. It's worth more as a PSA 9. So you're able to snag them for a little bit cheaper and then keep them as PSA 9s. This one looks pretty good. If I had to guess, this one's probably, I see an issue with the corner there. I don't see any scratches on it. So there's edges as well. You can see some hollow there, but Yeah, this one's probably corners. Centering doesn't look too bad. I think this one's gonna be a solid 9. And change the tag on there too. What's the last one? 3, yep. All right, moving on. Next up, we have an Aerodactyl. This one's a rock card that I got off the lot. This one, I see a few scratches on the card. Not too many. I see if you guys can see right there. Centering looks okay. There's some chipping on the card though, so yeah, I'm thinking this one's probably gonna be an 8. Solid 8 too. So we'll go ahead and join card saver. Well, first let's write it. So this one is 311. Yeah, it'll be nice if it comes back as a 9, but it'll be kind of tough in my opinion. But yeah, you'll never know. Maybe somebody's in a good day over at PSA, or not. We'll see. This one is a Raichu. That's the next card. It's also first edition. This one, man, the centering on these is just terrible. As far as scratches, there's a few, but nothing too serious. Corners look okay. The centering in the back, oh man, it's just terrible, left to right. Yeah, centering is just awful in these. I think this is probably going to be an 8 too, but we'll see. And this is 312. Yeah, you wouldn't see issues like these on the Dragon Balls. I have some of those that are gonna be on the submission as well. We'll get to them in a little bit. But yeah, you're kind of just praying that these come back a 9 when you get them, as cheap as you do. But yeah, that centering looks really awful. So we'll see what it comes back. Next off, we have looks like a Wheezing, and that's a raw card. And that is 313. It's also a hollow card. Barely see the hollow on this one. I don't see any scratching, but I do see that it's off center as well, left to right. And there's some slight chipping, so I think this one's probably gonna be an 8 as well. Man, rough submission here. I didn't expect these. I just got these cards in the mail today, so I haven't really had a chance to look at them. I was really hoping for them to look a lot better than they do. But like I said, I didn't pay too much for these, so that's probably why they went for as cheap as they did, the centering on them. But yeah, we'll see if any of these get a 9. If they don't, then oh well. Next up, we have a Gyarados. It's a dark Gyarados. Nice card. Kind of like this card a lot. It's a lot more hollow than the last one. As far as the card goes, some slight chipping. Centering's not that bad, but it is not perfect either. Corners look okay, so I think this one could be a 9. It's backwards. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys think some of my grades are off. It's all opinion based, so I'm pretty sure some of you are gonna say, "Oh, the centering's completely off on that one," or "Wow, 9, you must be really hopeful." But yeah, let me know. Curious to see what you guys think. I could be a little biased too, since they are my cards. But yeah, this one, I think this one has a chance for a 9. Next up, we have an Arbok. Same issue, left to right looks a little bit off. but the rear looks really good. It's just a hair, but yeah, left to right is a little bit off. So I think this one has a fair chance for 9. This is 315. Definitely exciting to see when you get the PSA submission back. I'll make sure I upload that video with you guys and start cracking those cases. This one I think had a 9, but yeah, it's always exciting when you get your returns. Okay, now we're off to the Dragonball card. So first off, this is a Gogeta Peerless Fusion. Yeah, this one looks pretty good. I don't see anything wrong with this card at all. This one I think is going to get a perfect 10. And change that. Alright. And I have another Gogeta. Centering looks good. Corners look good. Yeah. I'll be surprised if this gets anything less than a 10. And change that tag. This is a grade 8. Also Sacred Rare. It's a very nice card. Centering looks pretty good on this one as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a 10 as well. We'll see what it comes back with, but yeah, these are nice cards. So yeah, guys, that's it for this submission. I'll get these packaged and sent off, and then we'll go through the return video when that comes back. Probably won't see it for another 2 months, I would think. But yeah, this is the Card Sage channel again, and make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, and leave a comment behind. Thanks, and I'll see you guys in the next video.